I'm Brendan Vogt, and welcome back to DNVR Explains, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Today, we're going to break down the NBA buyout market. Now, a buyout occurs when the two parties agree that it's best to part ways. First, the two parties agree on the money. The player's going to forfeit a portion of his guaranteed salary still owed, the team's going to pay the rest, and then they release him into free agency. This way, the team saves some dough and the player can move on. Now, first, the player must technically clear the waiver wire. This is a 48-hour period in which teams can bid on the player at their current price. Of course, that rarely occurs in this scenario. More likely, the player clears waivers and enters free agency. They can then sign with anyone except for the team that just bought them out until the length of that original contract expires. See, that last clause typically limits buyout candidates to players on one-year deals. Usually, this buyout pool consists of veteran players toiling away on bottom dwellers, and the players subsequently sign with contenders. Let's give an example. This year, the San Antonio Spurs owed LaMarcus Aldridge $24 million on the final year of his contract, but both sides knew it was probably time to move on. Aldridge reportedly forfeited $7.25 million in the agreement, meaning the Spurs bought out the remaining $16.75, and then as we know, Aldridge signed with the Brooklyn Nets. You can boo accordingly. These players are usually bought out for good reason, and rarely do they swing title races. But big market contenders can afford to take cheap flyers on high reward vets like the Nets did this season. This leaves teams like Denver typically left on the outside looking in. So far this season, notable buyouts include Blake Griffin leaving Detroit for Brooklyn, LaMarcus Aldridge leaving the San Antonio Spurs for Brooklyn, and of course Andre Drummond leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers for the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm Brendan Vogt, and that's your NBA buyout market explained.
As you guys know, we're working with DraftKings Sportsbook, so download their top-rated app now and use the code DNVR when you sign up. For a limited time, all new users can get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000. Must be 21 or older. Colorado-only bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.